Hey, fight fans, Paul Miles from Mid-Atlantic MMA, mama-online.com. We're here at the Matrix 2 weigh-ins, joined by Anthony Cheesesteak Morrison. Anthony, thanks for being with us.
No problem.
Now, you are a WEC fighter coming off 2 fights against high-caliber opponents. Now you're back here fighting in your hometown, Philly. How did this fight come together?
I kind of wanted to reevaluate things from my previous 2 fights, and I came back home, was training, and was helping some of my friends already on this card to fight, and I was in decent shape already, and that was always a problem for me. After a fight, I'll blow up in weight, 170, but Junior Sunzal and Rafael Sunzal was like, there's no need to throw away hard work. So I kept my weight low, I've been under 160 pounds, been running still 2 times a day, stuff like that, so my weight has always been low, and it was just a perfect opportunity. The WEC granted me the privilege to go in and have a couple tune-up fights or something like that, and shouts out to WEC for that, thank you. And you know, why not, man? My hometown, and Matrix fights, why not, man? So I jumped on.
So you approached the WEC for this fight?
It was kind of like 50-50. They kind of wanted me to take the time to get better prepared, where I knew that I had the tools, and they knew it too. They kind of, because they already seen my fights previously before, they know I had it too, but it's all like mental, man, so I had to go back through the gauntlet and train, man, all over again. So I got the tools, and they're available, so I'm going to jump in there, and hopefully me and Nick put on a good show for Philadelphia.
Now, we didn't hear about this fight until Wednesday night. When were you approached with Nick Gonzalez as an opponent?
I think Wednesday night too. I think Wednesday night too. I think I was good to go for the fight on Monday. Then I had one guy, then that guy couldn't, then this guy could, but then he couldn't, and then Nick came up. And I'm kind of glad Nick came up because his record is exactly like mine, and his losses are exactly the same way I lost. So you know, either 1 or 2 things can happen, or 1 or 4 things. You know, it's a fight, so many things can happen.
Right.
But in my favor, either I can stand up and bang with this guy because he's a banger just like me, or I can show the new skills that's in my toolbox and go ahead and take him down and try and do the submission thing, you know?
Speaking of new skills, that's a great segue. You're back training in Philly. Your WEC fight, your build is from Virginia, so I'm assuming you were training down there.
Yeah.
But now you're with Datus Fight Camps.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go with Datus's camp?
Because when I was living down in Virginia, every time I would come up here to Philadelphia, I would train with those guys to keep myself going. Van Arsdale and all those guys, and Wilson, all those guys. We was all cool, so I would go down there to go help them get ready for whatever, you know, fights or whatever. And ironically, the 2 fights that got me into WC, I trained out of Datus for. And then when I leave Datus to go back home to my other gym because of loyalty issues, I go down there and I lose my 2 fights. So it's kind of evident on where I need to go train at, you know. So and I'm a firm believer that a happy fighter is a great fighter. And being away from my family and stuff like that, man, that shit sucks. Sorry about that, but that stuff sucks, man. And training and get to go home to go see my mom and my daughter at the end of the day, man, that's great, man. It puts me in a great mood. And when I'm in a great mood, man, it's trouble, man, for anybody. I mean, I don't like to put out excuses. Chad Mendez is a great fighter, although I wasn't supposed to fight him, but he stepped up to the plate and fought me because my opponent got hurt. It wasn't like WC jerked me or anything like that. But he stepped up and he fought me, and Mike Brown as well. You know what I'm saying? 2 credible opponents. I can't have any excuses on that. I lost, and that's what I give it to him. But no more from this day on. If anybody beat me, it's not because I held back.
Well, talking about Mike Brown, you know, he was right in there with that mix with him and Jose Aldo and Uriah Faber, 3 of the best guys. A lot of people would argue pound for pound, not just in that division. Knowing now that you can swing with those guys a little bit, and knowing that you can come down and work out in Philly and improve your own game, how much of a confidence boost was that Mike Brown fight for you?
Oh, it was a great booster, and you know, mentally and physically because when I finally got my hands on him, he didn't feel that strong. At one point of the fight, he had me in side control, and I lifted him up, him in full and half guard, and I gave him my back. So he most definitely had the knowledge of jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt. I didn't even know that Mike Brown was a brown belt. Ironically, he's a Mike Brown, a brown belt. But you know, either or, a great champ, a great fighter, and he did what he was supposed to do. He jumped on. I made a mistake, and he jumped right on it and finished me like a champ. You know what I'm saying? And Chad Mendes, he's up and coming, but you know, same thing, man. Those guys train every day, so I had to make that my thing too. I didn't even know I was fighting, but I made sure I was in the gym 6 to 7 days out of the week, sometimes 8 days out of the week. I was in there. I was doing something. And like I said, man, I play the game. And I play online. I goof around and stuff, but I always make time to go in and make sure I get my job done first before I go and go goof around, man. And all those people out there, Cheesesteak 32S, Cheesesteak 32ST. I be online playing Gears of War, and when you get killed, don't get mad because you're helping me. Because for every person I kill, that's how many rounds I gotta do on the punching bag. So
there it is.
That's all.
Help the man train.
So
see
help me
Xbox.
train and let me kill you online.
See him on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
On that note, actually send some shout outs. Who do you want to thank?
First off, shout out to my man right here giving me the interview. Shouts out to Brad Daddis and Daddis Fight Camps, Matrix Fights. Everybody that support me, my mom, my family, my daughter. Shouts out to myself, man, because I don't give myself credit sometimes, man. I really don't. Shouts out to myself, Cheesesteak. Yeah, that's everybody else. Oh yeah, God. Most definitely God. Gotta give the Lord his. But yeah, that's about it, man.
Gotta end on giving it up to God. Cheesesteak.
Yeah, man, gotta end
Thank you, man.
All right,
that's
man.
it. Matrix Fights 2.